You know, it's been a long time since I've had a really good brain aneurysm. I wonder what Gothix is up to. What's up, everybody? It's your favorite alpha male, Hunter Avalone here, and welcome back to another episode of White Guy Beating Up a Black Woman with Facts and Logic. Gothix is somebody that we all like to, every now and again, try and remember, because who doesn't enjoy engaging in just a little bit of self-harm, you know? I recently made the abysmal mistake of looking at Gothix's channel, and once again, 2 weeks ago, she posted a video that I just had to watch with you guys. So this video is called "The Toxicity Rating is Woke DEI Nonsense." So as we know, DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, diversity, equality, inclusion, something like this. The DEI is kind of now the new conservative buzzword. We all remember critical race theory. This is sort of the updated Gen Z slang that the kids are using nowadays to describe critical race theory, DEI. Now, before we even watch this video, I can see it here on the screen, the toxicity rating. I thought we should go ahead and just check it out. I have not looked into it at all. I want to see what this is, actually. The toxicity rating, the world's first rating system monitoring racism, gender discrimination, and the overall toxicity in online gaming communities. So it's about the communities that surround certain video games. It's not actually just about the video game itself. The toxicity rating was created to inform gamers and parents of what kind of content they can expect to encounter while playing online, and call attention to the fact that the gaming community desperately needs change to be an inclusive safe space for all who play. I mean, it's a pretty well understood thing at this point that video game communities are not particularly very wholesome and family friendly. There's a lot of swearing, a lot of threats to have sex with people's mothers, and of course there's a lot of sexism as well. This is certainly something that is an issue, and I don't really see a problem with this, what appears to be a private company, just rating gaming communities based on how toxic they are. I don't really see the problem with that.
Introducing the world's first ever online rating system to identify toxicity in gaming. Presented to you by Melanin Gamers, because I mean, who else seems to be endlessly offended by words except for people who look like me? Oh my goodness.
So only black people are getting offended now by things? Wow. Okay, are you offended by words? Ugh, you're probably black. Ladies and gentlemen, new racism just dropped. Maybe it's actually that minority groups who've experienced discrimination and bigotry want to help make the world a better place for other minorities.
We're going to talk about this new rating system and why this is a bad idea. Let me just give you a quick snippet of their launch trailer so you guys can
Yeah, no wonder Gothix thinks this is a bad idea. I mean, she's the most toxic motherfucker on YouTube right now. She's so toxic that I'm pretty sure Gothix is going to be the name of the next massive virus. Get inside, I caught Gothix. Literally, she is like deadly degrees of toxicity. No wonder she has a problem with this. But again, all kidding aside, if you really have that big of a problem with this, just don't go on the website. Dramatic. To show parents and gamers how toxic the communities really are. Okay.
Your mother's a fucking whore. You're born
Get the ratings for the biggest games. Help us make the industry an inclusive space for all. Uh-oh. That was sounding a little close to safe space. I think Gothix might be getting triggered.
Okay, so, as you see here, they have a compilation of various multiplayer games where people are on their headset saying mean things, okay? And so they have a compilation basically saying that we have compiled a rating for all of these online communities so you know which communities are the most toxic. This is not to be confused with the standard game ratings that we already have, like T for teen, D for everyone. No, this is specifically about the
The video game rating system obviously cannot account for any kind of random dialogue that may take place over the online part of the game. Obviously, that doesn't make any sense. This is just for the people that do care about the toxicity of certain gaming communities. Maybe that's going to inform their decision as to whether or not they'll play this game online or not.
The toxicity rating was created to inform gamers and parents of what kind of content they can expect to encounter while playing online, and call attention to the fact that the gaming community desperately needs change to be an inclusive, safe space for all who play. I get triggered
Oh, she's literally saying it.
every time I hear this word because
How did I? Oh my god, I swear I have not watched this yet. Like, I did not know she was going to say that. Of course, it might be a little bit far to say that you want gaming online to be a safe space, but what's wrong with making it a more accepting place? A little bit less normal for rape threats to be taking place. Why can't people who do care about the toxicity of gaming communities try and advocate to make change, to make positive change? What's wrong with this?
this is cult lingo. That's what that is. Anytime someone invites you into a safe space, you better run the other way. Go.
I'm sorry, but it's far more cultish if you just see the word safe space and you get triggered. You're triggered by letters right now. Sesame Street would put you into a fucking coma.
And don't look back. So let me say right off the bat, I'm not buying any of this. I do not believe this is a tool created specifically to inform gamers and parents about the toxicity in online gaming. Because first of all, if you're a gamer, it's implied that if there's multiplayer, you're probably going to hear people say things on the mic that either hurt your feelings or that you don't agree with. In general,
But that right there, sure, that is kind of expected, but it doesn't need to be. And because it's an expectation, because it's been normalized for gaming communities to be incredibly toxic for a really long time, that's Gothix's excuse as to why it shouldn't change? Well, it's already been like this for a long time. It's expected that it's toxic. Okay. If anything, you're just bringing more awareness to the fucking problem.
if you go into any space with other people, you're probably going to hear things that you don't like. That's called life. And furthermore, if you're a parent who bought your child a copy of GTA or Saints Row, you're either I'm assuming a parent who's already hands off with raising your kid, or maybe you've educated your kid and they understand that this is a video game and they're mature enough to play these games. I mean, I'm not going to criticize you for allowing your kid to play certain games, because when I was younger, I also played very violent games, and I think I came out all right. Maybe I'm a little...
Okay, well, that seals it for me. No violent video games for my kids. Ever.
A few quirks about me, but I think I came out all right for the most part. But all that to say, this has nothing
A few
to
quirks. A little bit of racism. I'm so quirky.
do about informing people about the toxicity in online gaming, because it is implied if you live in the real world, you're probably going to hear things that you don't like, whether it's in gaming or on the street. That's life.
Yeah, but right now in a lot of these gaming communities, it's targeted at minorities, right? Try being a woman on a gaming server where it's all a bunch of other dudes. It's going to be disgusting and toxic. And yes, maybe that is expected right now, and it is normalized right now, but again, that doesn't make it okay. That doesn't mean that this is just how it should stay. It doesn't mean that people shouldn't advocate to make things better.
For the most part, people, when they create things like this, I do think there is a genuine desire to do good in the world. There is a genuine desire to uplift people and to make the world a better place. I'm not going to say that everyone who creates something relating to DEI is insidious. No, not at all. But the people who are funding this, I'm not so sure about that. Okay, so let's take a look at their rating system. Okay, so here we have the world's first rating system monitoring racism, gender discrimination, and the overall toxicity in online gaming communities.
Okay, so let's make that clear. Even if it's expected that gaming communities are going to be toxic, according to Gothix, that does not justify deliberate and extreme toxicity directed at minority groups.
And here we have various games. Call of Duty, apparently there is 75% racism. Fortnite apparently has 85% direct violent threats. Minecraft apparently has 64% sexual conduct. I've never played Minecraft. I didn't know that blocks could be so crude, but apparently they can. And so as you can see here...
Gothix, I ask you this every time, so I should probably stop asking, but are you retarded? You read the fucking front page of the website. It says the world's first rating system monitoring racism, gender discrimination, and the overall toxicity in online gaming communities. You idiot. I didn't know blocks could sexually harass people. Yeah, fuck off. It's about the community. It's about the online experience. It's about what people are saying on the online servers. It's not about the Minecraft game.
Each of these games has a rating to inform people on the toxicity level. So racism, what's your standard for that? Depending on who I ask, I might get a different answer. Some people think it's racist not to support Black Lives Matter. What about gender discrimination?
This is, again, it's 78% of respondents reported experiencing toxicity playing Call of Duty online. Even if their personal bar for racism is like ridiculously low, like what? You think that because they're playing online, they're like, somebody on my Call of Duty team said they don't support Black Lives Matter. Oh, I mean, she probably does think that's how it is because she's never been outside. She has no experience in the real world. Each rating was created by surveying hundreds of gamers and represents the average amount of racism, gender discrimination, violence towards others, crude humor, and controlled substance conversation experienced while playing online. They survey gamers and their experience with toxicity. So then if people are concerned about experiencing toxicity, they can go to this website and find out how likely they are to experience toxicity while playing online.
If I believe there are only two genders, does that mean I'm discriminating against people who identify as the opposite gender? Or what about...
No, maybe it's like, you're a dumb woman. Maybe you should get back in the kitchen. What are you doing playing video games? This isn't for women. Shit that gamers actually say.
Crude humor. Yeah, I mean, humor is subjective. Some people are just unfunny. So who gets to decide what is classified as...
Why does it matter to you, Gothix? Like, this is like the big crux of it all, I think, which is, what is the relevance of this at all? Let's say they rate a game 100% toxic. It's so bad. 100% racism. Okay, then what? Do they have control over the video game industry? No. Do they have some influence to wield to force Call of Duty off the shelves at every local GameStop? So why does it matter what they rate the game? Why does it matter what their rating system is? They could rate every fucking game 100% racism and it stays on this website and only people that care about this website will read it. It's because of your video that I even know about this website. What is the weight here? Why does it matter?
Crude or discrimination or racism, who is the authority on this? Aside from the arbitrary, subjective classifications of what would be considered toxic or racist, let's look at the bigger problem for this rating system. If we go here to survey, we can help rate various games. So all of their ratings here, this is how they get their rating. So let's go to the survey and let's select
yes, websites that rely on surveys usually have the ability to fill out a survey, Gothix. Yup, I guess her argument now is, so everybody's just gonna fill it out and say it's racist. Also, right here you can read, Gothix. Well, actually, I'm sorry, I'm assuming too much. I actually don't know if she can read, but we can all read it right here. The survey is completely anonymous and will only use the data collected to help inform the ratings. So my guess is there's some kind of controlled group of people that they survey, and then they also take surveys here online to further inform the ratings. This isn't just like 5 people said it was racist, so okay, it's 100% racist now.
the game. Let's say Animal Crossing. I've never played it, but that's okay. I'm helping, I'm doing a thing. Sexuality, is there any sexuality in Animal Crossing? Yes, lots of sexuality. Bad. Okay? Is there...
You can literally do the same thing, by the way, with like the parents guide on IMDb for movies. You know that with an IMDb account, you can just go on there in the parents review and just write whatever you want? This is how these websites work. But again, this is why it only informs the rating. It's not used to just dictate the entire rating, because there might be bad faith dumb fucks like you, Gothix, chuckle fucks who have nothing better to do.
Controlled substance content. Absolutely. Everyone's doing lines in Animal Crossing. Yeah. Crude humor. Yes. Crude humor. Yes. Unfunny. Racism. Oh, absolutely. Oh, where did you experience the racism?
Oh, wow. It's almost like they're asking for really detailed examples, Gothix, so that people who are genuinely trying to fill this out are actually going to be able to really give a detailed breakdown of what happened. Turns out that it's not just random, well, it was racist. That's it. Who decides what's racist? Well, I bet when they write down here what happened, we could be able to tell whether or not it was something racist that happened.
Please describe the type of racist content you observed. Trump 2024. That's racist. It's so racist to say.
Wait, is this supposed to be funny or just appeal to like the boomer audience? I think I'm catching the Gothix. Oh no. All right, we're skipping all this boring shit. I guess this is supposed to be funny as she fills this cringe thing out.
Please describe your gender-based discrimination. Butt, cheek, lettuce. What is your gender identity?
To be honest, I would rather wipe my butt cheeks with lettuce than continue watching this video, but was that supposed to be like a meme? Was that a joke? Was that funny, Grandma? Am I supposed to be laughing? Ha ha ha? Is that the polite thing to do?
What is your age? Prefer not to say. What is your country? I'm from China. And here we go.
What was up with that little accent you did there, Gothix? Were you accidentally being racist again on camera?
So what have we learned, my friends? These ratings are based on anonymous tips from people who may or may have not played the specific game that they are rating, and not...
She just didn't even read the website. It said it's just used to inform the rating. It's not actually what, like, makes the rating. Oh, see, Gothix, this is why you should learn how to read before you continue making these videos, because then you can stop being a dumb Karen bitch and join the rest of us in reality.
Not only that, what does this show you about people's varying levels of sensitivity? Is that depending on who you ask, what one would classify as toxic is totally fine for someone else. So where are you getting the standard for toxicity?
I will gladly be toxic to Gothix, okay? Also, yes, I know I called her a bitch. Maybe that was offensive, but I don't care, okay? The real world, people say things that are mean. People say things that are hurtful.
Gets to decide what is and isn't toxic. What is the objective standard? I don't care about your opinion.
No one's saying... Wait, first and foremost, there is no objective standard for what is and is not toxic, Gothix, okay? There is an objective standard for retarded, and that is you. However, what is and is not toxic is by definition subjective. It needs to be subjective, otherwise it just isn't a concept at all. Something is only toxic because we perceive it as such. It is reliant on human perception to even exist. Therefore, it is by definition subjective. And you're so fucking stupid. You're like, well, where's the objective standard? They didn't say that they set the objective standard for what is and isn't toxic.
It's like this. This isn't about informing gamers. It's not about informing parents. This has nothing to do with that. This is to push for censorship. This is...
Wait, what? At the beginning, you said you think that this website has good intentions. Am I being gaslit right now? How do I view the transcript? Okay, so this is why I'm so confused. She keeps saying over here at the beginning, like, I'm not buying that this is just to inform gamers or whatever. But then over here, she said, for the most part, people, when they create things like this, I do think there is a genuine desire to do good in the world. There's a genuine desire to uplift people and to make the world a better place. And I'm not going to say that everyone who creates something related to DEI is insidious. No, not at all. But the people who are funding this, I'm not so sure. So it's not insidious, but it is insidious. Okay. I guess one of the symptoms of catching the deadly Gothix virus is also insanity. Mental decline rapidly within like a 15-minute time span.
Hinder our free speech. That's all it is. And they're parading it around as making it more inclusive. It's crap. Again, these people are claiming that this rating system is to make the gaming community more inclusive, as if the gaming community isn't inclusive to begin with. So what they're actually...
Wait, you just said at the beginning that it's expected that they're gonna be toxic. But now you're saying it's already inclusive enough? Okay, hang on to your brain cells, everybody. We are being gaslit in real time.
Actually after is identifying what is classified as toxicity. So what are you going to do with that information? Once you have your justification and all of your research and data that says, oh yeah, Animal Crossing is so racist and misogynistic, what are you going to do with that information? Most gamers that I know are perfectly fine getting on the microphone and having banter back and forth with random strangers online. They're not complaining about mean words because they're interested.
Okay, great. So the people who do complain about the mean words and don't like that kind of stuff can go to this website. And then the people who don't mind, they can just not go on this website. It's so simple. If only you weren't so retarded.
Interested in actually playing the game. So what are you going to do with this data? I'll tell you what you're going to do with this data. You're going to use this data to then present it to someone who has the authority and power to do something.
So basically, they don't have any authority or anything right now. They have no weight or influence or really any ability whatsoever to weaponize this toxicity rating. But I bet one day they'll get really powerful and then they'll be bad guys. Like, that's literally what she's saying here.
If you don't have that, then essentially anything can be toxic. Anything can be racist. Anything can be classified as discrimination and hate speech. Who gets to decide the standards for what is classified as toxicity? This is...
Okay, you could do the same thing then, Gothix. Who's deciding the standard for rating video games in general? Who's deciding that standard, Gothix? Where's the objective standard for what equals M for mature. It's obviously subjective. You fucking lunatic. I think we are actually witnessing somebody have like a psychotic break from reality on camera. She's losing her mind.
It's really important for you guys to ask. Remember, politics is downstream from culture. So before people vote on a specific bill, there has to be a demand for that bill. And if we're just saying, oh yeah, mean words or violence and these things aren't creating an inclusive environment for me because I'm incapable of hitting the mute button.
Wait, where's the fucking bill being pushed to censor video game online communities? What?
If that's what we're saying, we are essentially handing over our freedom of speech on a silver platter to people who don't actually care about us. The way that you disarm these people...
Okay, yeah. So she's schizophrenic because she's just saying nothing. She's like, if we hand over our free speech, then America as we know it will no longer thrive. The flag as we love will no longer wave. The ocean shore will no longer see. Like, she's just making no sense. No one's pushing for a bill to censor video games. Nobody's handing over their free speech rights in online video game communities, Gothix. I promise there are bigger, more pressing issues, like you getting therapy.
Being manipulated by people who are playing a different game than you are. But anyways, that's going to be it for today's video.
Wow, well, I think I just played the game of trying not to have a stroke while watching a fucking video. And thank goodness I made it. But you know, now that I think about it, the woke liberals, they are kind of stupid, you know, and there's just something about black people sometimes. What? That's not me. Oh no. I think I've caught the Gothix virus. I need to stop the camera before I say the N-word.